The phone vibrates on the coffee table. A message pops up.
It is from your best friend. They say they are just 5 minutes away and decided to drop by for a surprise visit.
In a normal world, you should be happy. You love this person. You have shared secrets and laughter with them for years.
But in this exact moment, your heart sinks. A wave of irritation or even mild panic washes over you.
You look at your messy hair, the half-eaten snack on the sofa, and the silence of your living room that is about to be shattered. You feel like a terrible person. You wonder why you are so antisocial, why you cannot just be normal and enjoy company like everyone else. You might even pretend you are not home, sitting perfectly still in the dark, waiting for the footsteps to fade away.
But here is the truth you have been hiding from yourself. You do not hate your friends. You do not hate people. What you are feeling is not a character flaw or a sign of being a hermit. It is a sophisticated biological alarm system.
It is your brain screaming to protect the only place where you do not have to perform. You are not broken. To understand why your brain reacts this way, we have to look under the hood of your consciousness.
Think of your mind like a high-performance smartphone. All day long, you are running heavy apps. You are at work being professional. You are in traffic being patient. You are at the grocery store being polite.
Each of these apps drains your battery.
By the time you walk through your front door and lock it behind you, your battery is at 5%.
Your home is the only charging station you have. This is where you close the background apps.
You take off the tight shoes, you let your face go slack, and you stop monitoring how you look or what you say. This brings us to the first group of people who feel this dread, the territorial protectors. For you, a guest entering your home is not just a person walking through a door. It is a forced reboot of your entire system.
The moment a guest arrives, your brain realizes it cannot charge anymore. It has to reopen all those heavy apps.
You have to be a host. You have to be engaging. You have to worry if the bathroom is clean or if the snacks are good enough. Your brain perceives this as an energy heist. Even if you love the thief, you still resent the fact that your last bit of power is being taken away. But for others, the reaction is even deeper and more physical. This is the second group, the sensory sentinels. If you are a highly sensitive person, your brain does not filter information the way others do. Every sound, smell, and movement is at max volume.
When you are alone, you have curated your environment to be a sensory flatline. It is quiet, it is predictable.
Then, the guest arrives. Suddenly, there is the smell of a foreign perfume. There is the scraping of a chair that is usually never moved.
There is the unpredictable rhythm of a conversation you were not prepared for. Inside your brain, a tiny almond-shaped structure called the amygdala begins to fire rapidly. This is your ancient alarm system. Under normal circumstances, the amygdala helps you survive. But because this guest arrived unannounced or entered your sanctuary, your amygdala cannot distinguish between a friendly visit and a predator entering your cave. It floods your system with cortisol, the stress hormone. Your heart rate picks up, your muscles tense. Your brain is stuck in a paradox. Your prefrontal cortex is saying, "This is my best friend. I should be happy."
But your primitive brain is screaming, "There is an intruder in the nest. Initiate defensive protocols." This conflict creates a profound sense of exhaustion. You are fighting your own biology just to sit on the couch and have a cup of tea.
You might find yourself checking the clock, not because you want them to leave, but because your nervous system is begging to go back to its baseline state.
You are not being cold. You are experiencing a neurological overload. You are a person whose internal world is so vivid and intense that the external world often feels like a storm. And your home? Your home was supposed to be the eye of that storm. Now we reach the deepest layer of this mystery. Beyond the drained batteries and the sensitive nerves, there is a third group. I call them the guardians of essence. If you belong to this group, your hesitation to welcome guests actually reveals a profound and beautiful truth about your character. In a world that prizes constant connectivity and surface-level social grace, you possess a rare and powerful trait. You are someone for whom connection is not a casual game. Think about how most people interact. They have a dozen people over, music playing, phones out, everyone talking but no one truly listening.
For them, a house is just a box where people gather. But for you, your home is an extension of your very soul.
Every object on your shelf, every shadow on the wall, and the specific way the light hits the floor in the afternoon is part of your internal map. When someone enters your home, they are not just entering a building, they are stepping inside your mind. The reason you feel that sudden heavy weight in your chest when a guest arrives is because you are incapable of being shallow.
You do not know how to give half of yourself. If someone is in your presence, you feel a deep subconscious responsibility to hold space for them, to witness them, and to be fully present.
You are not just sitting there. You are absorbing their energy, their problems, and their vibrations. This is your superpower. You are an emotional alchemist. But even an alchemist needs a closed laboratory to perform their work. Your need for solitude is not a sign that you are cold. It is a sign that your inner world is so vast and so rich that it requires a high level of maintenance. You are like a grand cathedral. You cannot just leave the doors open to the wind and the dust of the street all day long and expect the sacredness inside to remain intact.
By guarding your door, you are actually guarding your ability to be a deep, empathetic, and truly present human being when you finally do choose to step out into the world.
Imagine a master artist at work. They spend weeks in a locked studio, refusing to see anyone. Is the artist being rude? No. They are protecting the birth of something meaningful.
Your life is that piece of art. Your quiet afternoons on the sofa, your long stares out the window, and your refusal to answer the door are the moments where you are knitting your soul back together.
You are cultivating the wisdom and the peace that you eventually give away to the people you love.
The next time you feel that wave of dread when the doorbell rings, I want you to stop and take a breath. Do not listen to the voice that calls you selfish.
Instead, listen to the voice of your inner guardian. It is saying, "My peace is worth protecting. My energy is a finite and precious resource. My home is a temple of recovery." When you finally do invite someone in, it is not because you have to. It is because you have enough overflow to share.
And because you are so careful with who enters your space, the connections you do make are 1,000 times more meaningful than the casual noise of the world outside.
You are not a hermit hiding from life. You are a curator of a high-quality existence. You are a person who understands that the most important relationship you will ever have is the one you have with yourself in the silence of your own home.
That is not a weakness. That is your ultimate strength. So what do we do with this realization? If your home is your cathedral and your energy is your most precious currency, how do you navigate a world that expects you to always be available?
The first and most important step is to stop apologizing for your boundaries. You have to realize that saying no to a guest is not a rejection of their friendship. It is a profound act of self-care. It is you saying, "I value our relationship so much that I refuse to give you a drained, resentful, and exhausted version of myself." Here is a practical micro step you can take today. I call it the scheduled sanctuary. Instead of allowing your social life to be a series of unpredictable ambushes, start taking control of the gates. If a friend asks to drop by, it is perfectly okay to say, "I would love to see you, but today is my recharging day. Can we do Thursday instead?" By scheduling the visit, you give your brain the time it needs to prepare.
You allow your amygdala to stay calm and your energy battery to store up enough power so that when the door finally opens, you are actually there.
You aren't just a ghost of yourself pretending to be happy while counting the minutes until they leave. Think back to our main metaphor. If your home is a grand cathedral, you are the high priest of that space. Your home is not a public park. It is the only place on this entire planet where the rules of the world do not apply. When you start protecting your solitude, something strange happens. Your quality of life begins to shift. You stop feeling that constant low-level anxiety of being hunted by social obligations.
Your creativity begins to return because your brain finally feels safe enough to wander. And most importantly, when you do spend time with people, it is vibrant, it is honest, and it is deep.
You become the person who truly listens, because you are no longer distracted by the sound of your own internal batteries hitting zero. You are a deep soul in a shallow world. You are a sensitive instrument in a loud room.
Never let anyone, including that critical voice in your own head, tell you that your need for space is a flaw. It is the very thing that keeps your light from burning out.
It is the wall that protects the garden of your inner life. Tonight, I want you to look around your room. Look at the chair where you like to sit. Look at the silence that fills the corners. This is your kingdom. You are the one who decides who enters and who waits at the gate. And that is exactly how it should be. Before you go, take a moment to acknowledge the guardian inside you. Thank it for looking out for you. Thank it for knowing when you have had enough. You have spent so much of your life trying to be what others need you to be. It is time to be what you need you to be. Go ahead, put your phone on silent, dim the lights, breathe in the stillness. You are safe, you are alone. And in this beautiful, chosen solitude, you are finally, completely yourself. Remember, you are not broken. You are a masterpiece in progress.